We're going to turn now to the alarming discovery providing some answers to the questions surrounding the suicide of NFL great and father of four, Junior Seau. Today, a team of doctors confirmed that he suffered from degenerative brain disease, which could be linked to the years he spent taking blows and giving them on the football field. Tonight, Seau's family is speaking out for the first time about this discovery in an ABC News and ESPN exclusive. Here's ABC's Jim Avila.
For 20 years, he was a warrior on the field. Junior Seau, the monster in the middle, a defensive icon whose devastating hits, more than 1,850 tackles in his career, knocked out opponents. But after his sudden and shocking suicide just 8 months ago, a gunshot to the chest, some speculating he knew his brain needed to be preserved for examination, and many agreeing that all those hits on the 43-year-old's head could have played a role in his own death.
He just toughed everything out.
And now Seau's family says they did play a central role.
Did he know that he was getting concussions?
Oh, sure, he did.
And the family has results from a study on Seau's brain at the National Institutes of Health to back them up. ABC News and ESPN have learned exclusively that Seau's brain showed signs of CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, the concussion-related injury that is at the center of today's football safety controversy. Dr. Russell Lonzer conducted the study.
What was found in Junior Seau's brain was cellular changes consistent with CTE.
It means that he had a lot of head-to-head collisions over the course of 20 years of playing in the NFL.
The actual cells in his brain, you now know, suffered damage.
Exactly, yeah.
Gina Seau, Junior's former wife to whom he remained close, and his 4 children, decided to donate his brain to the NIH to try to understand why the man they loved and knew as an outgoing leader on and off the field changed so drastically in his final few years and ultimately ended it all, detached and alone.
And a lot of things towards the end of his life, patterns that we saw and things that worried us. His decision-making and his ambition decreased.
He would sometimes lose his temper. He would get irritable over very small things, kind of go off the grid for a couple weeks.
All symptoms, experts say, of CTE.
Impulsivity, forgetfulness, aggressive behavior at times, depression, and sometimes suicidal ideation.
A once deeply devoted and highly respected family man, Seau's behavior became confusing for his children.
At the end, it just became more and more apparent that he was disconnecting, and I didn't understand, but I just took a different seat and just went with it. And I didn't.
Now you do understand?
Yeah, now I do. I had no idea it could be something this serious.
The night before he shocked everyone by shooting himself, Seau sent out this short phone text of love.
And what did he say?
Just 3 words. I love you.
It means a lot.
Sorry.
The man lived for family. That love was so important to him. So for him to take his own life, I can't imagine how severe his anguish was.
The game that he loved so passionately, that gave his family everything, may in the end have taken it all away.
To see that this was the final outcome is really bittersweet and really sad.
But sadly, not uncommon. Dave Duerson of the Chicago Bears shot himself to death too. His brain diagnosed as riddled with CTE.
The combination of depression and lack of impulse control probably contributes to the suicide that we see in this group of individuals.
Dr. Robert Cantu says Junior Seau's death may make a difference to football players and fans, a tipping point of sorts, and signal that no one is immune to the chronic hard hits of the game they may love.
Junior Seau played a position at high risk for head trauma, middle linebacker, where individuals are funneled to you to make the hit. So it's really no surprise to me that Junior Seau had chronic traumatic encephalopathy. That he died so violently and so young, that certainly perhaps is a bit of a shock.
Seau is the highest profile player to be connected to CTE, and shivers went through the league today. Marcellus Wiley was an NFL teammate.
To know that that was his fate, it makes you question your mortality. The times I do forget things, the sleepless nights you may have, you start to wonder, are you down that path towards CTE?
The NFL is facing a lawsuit brought by 4,000 former players contending that the league did not do enough to protect them and hid long-term effects from its players. The NFL denies that it intentionally hid any risk from players and today had this statement in response to Seau's diagnosis. The finding underscores the recognized need for additional research to accelerate a fuller understanding of CTE. The NFL is committed to supporting a wide range of independent medical and scientific research that will both address CTE and promote the long-term health and safety of athletes at all levels. We have work to do, and we're doing it. CTE can only be detected after death by examining the brain under a microscope. So far, 50 brains from football players have been diagnosed with CTE, 35 of them NFL players, and 6 of them high school athletes. The Seau say they just want today's players to make an informed decision, to know the risk for even the toughest in the league.
What should the NFL be doing?
I think the NFL has to take a bigger role in making sure that people are aware of what the side effects could be.
If you're going to play the sport and you love the game, be aware and be careful and know the signs and symptoms. Be extremely aware of what could potentially happen to your life.
So there's a big risk.
There's a huge risk.
The man of 1,000 hits may now change the game he loved in ways he never dreamed of. For Nightline, I'm Jim Avila in San Diego.